Hello. Welcome to this week's What's New. We're just going to give everyone a minute here to see if they are going to join me live. It always takes just a second before people show up in my my little screen. Oh, I see you. Hello, hello. Yes, don't be shy. Make sure you say hi in the chat. We're not going to wait too long before we get started because I've got lots to show and I don't want to keep you too long. Hello, hello. Tracy, hot as Hades? How hot? Tell me how hot. I can't believe you're complaining already about the heat. We've been waiting and waiting for this. I want to know how hot Hades is in Ottawa. We have a beautiful day today. The sun is shining and there's a little breeze and it's warm, but it's good. 29. Oh my gosh, that's my kind of temperature. I do like it hot. I much prefer heat over cold, but I know that's not everybody's favorite. I'll take hot as Hades. Okay, we're going to get started. Speaking of hot, we're going to introduce you to a brand new collection. You're more of a 24 girl. You know, we're never happy. It's either too hot or it's too cold or it's too wet or it's too dry. It's just always something. I'm the kind of person that kind of just rolls with it, really. I mean, I don't enjoy the days in the summer where it gets up to feels like 40 degrees. Well, that's not fun, but I always think, well, it could be snowing. Anyways, we're going to jump in. We're going to look at the Walking on Sunshine collection from Bella Boulevard. We have 2 new paper collections that have arrived from them. Very exciting. Love their stuff. I do have the collection pack here, which I'm going to open up so you can see what's inside. Now, I will remind everybody, when you purchase Bella Boulevard collection kits, they are a little pricier, but unlike most collection kits, you get 2 of every paper in the collection. Oh yes, Chris, let's go Rangers. For those of you who don't know, we're big Ranger fans. That's our local hockey team, and they are at the Memorial Cup, and they've won the first 2 games, and they play again tonight. So we will be tuning in, but it's being held in Kelowna, so I think it's like 3 hours behind. So the game doesn't start till 9 o'clock. So we've been staying up late, which is okay. I don't mind. I'll do it for hockey. So let's open this up. So remember, you get 2 of every sheet in the collection. So you can do a lot of creating in with these. Oops, sorry, I just hit my camera. With these collections. And I love them. So here is the 12 by 12 sticker sheet that comes inside the collection pack. So that is all of the stickers and fun things that you get with the stickers. And then we'll go through the papers really fast. I'm going to flip them over so you can see the front sides. So here is, this one is called Sunshine Party. So there is one side and there is the other. And again, you don't have to pick. You get 2 sheets, so you can use front and back. You don't have to decide. And this one's called Sunny Side Street. And that is the reverse. Yes, Marlene says it's the sign of a true fan. Forgo sleep for the team. Yeah, why not? Who needs sleep? This one is Petal Pop. Such a pretty pattern. Notice all the spring flowers are kind of done, and people have been holding off putting in their summer flowers because it's been getting cool at night. So hopefully that's over now. This one is Rainbow Run. And then this is Sprinkle of Sunshine. Nice, bright, vibrant colors for summer. Then we have Dotted Delight. This is a fun one because you have kind of your background already created. And look at those daisies on the back. Oh my gosh, I love that. I think daisies are one of my favorites. And then this one is called Buzzin' and Bloomin'. Nice bright orange checked pattern on the back. And then bright side dots with the hearts. That's the other great thing about double-sided paper is if you really don't care for one side, chances are there's something great on the other side. So these are Golden Vibes. Sarah says, oh, I have to stop watching these lives. Oh, I don't think I could do it. I would, if I knew a live was happening at a store I liked, I would be going crazy. I might hold off until like a few hours later, but I'd have to go and watch. These are the borders. Love the border strips. And on the reverse side, you've got a nice teal. And these are the daily details, which is like their cut apart sheet. And reverse is a nice bright red. So awesome, awesome selection of papers. I'm just going to get these kind of back in order here. I don't think I told you the name of this one. It was called Bloomin' Bright. So it's a really fun, bright summery collection. You can do lots and lots of pages, cards, all kinds of things. Wait till you guys see the embellishments and the things that come along with it. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get this back in order because I have to slip it back into the package and it'll be bad if it's all out of order. Someone will get a collection pack and go, what the heck happened here? Okay, so that's Walking on Sunshine collection pack. And then there is the ephemera icons. So this is more like imagery. So there's 85 die cuts in here. Now just hold this up so you can kind of see. So you've got things like rainbows and sunshines and little houses and trees, strawberries, sunscreens, sunglasses, butterflies, bees, snails, ladybugs, like all the graphics that you love to see in the summer. And then this one is the ephemera words pack. And that is, as you can see, lots of title options and word strips. And you get some frames in there too. Tabs and arrows and tags, different things like that. So you've got your imagery set and then you've got your word set. And the word set has 85 different die cuts. They both do. So there's lots to choose from in there. And then these are the puffy stickers, which are so fun. So they do have a little bit of dimension, but nothing crazy. And then that's what you get. All those beautiful flowers. You get a title and then all the sunshines. So I love those. So that all comes with that. And then do you guys remember with our Moments and Memories page in January, we used one of the large titles from Bella Boulevard. And everyone flipped. They loved it. They loved how easy it was to work with. I gave some tips and tricks, so you can go back to our YouTube channel and check that out. But this is a new one. This is called Fun in the Sun. So in here, you get the Fun in the Sun is one title. You get Sunshine as another one, and then you get these cute little flowers, and they're all separate. So you can split these up and use them on several different pages. You can even separate the word fun from in the sun. You can use just fun and sun on its own. You can cut off the in the if you want to. So they're very flexible and a lot of fun to use. So this one is Fun in the Sun, and that goes with this collection pack. I mean, you can use it for anything. And then they have a great chipboard set that comes with this. And it comes on a 12 by 12 sheet. And then you just pop these out. And you can use all these fun graphics that you can incorporate into pages as well. And again, you know, if you have a lot of summer paper and you don't think you need the collection pack, but you love the embellishments, a lot of times summer lines carry the same sort of tone and feel where they're really bright, fun colors. And I'm sure you can mix and match things with that. But that's the chipboard sheet. So that is one collection. So again, that's called Walking on Sunshine. And the next one is more up my alley. This is called Adventure Awaits. And when I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't need any more paper, but I'm going to have to get it because I love it. So let's take this apart here. We'll flip this over and look at the sticker sheet. So here is the 12 by 12 sticker sheet that comes with it. So you get like border strips, you get word strips, you get some imagery, you know, just enough things to add to your pages. Look at that little camping scene right there. Love it. And then we'll just flip this over. Oof. And we'll go through the papers. So this is called Forest Friends. They all look very friendly. And this is the reverse side of that. I just think it's so cool. And then, oh, the tree paper. This is called Tree Escape. And look at that one. So this one's like a bordered paper. So you can use it just like that. And then the word paper is called Trail Notes. I mean, I just don't know how you resist something like this. I guess if not being outside being outside is not your thing, then you might go, I don't need it, but I just love it. And this is called Muddy Trail. And this one's got mountains and maps and hiking boots and signs. And then this one is called Wander Clouds. You've got a nice stripe on the back. And then we've got Mini Meadow with the green. And this one is called Midnight Fireflies. Just hold that up so you can kind of see how cute those fireflies are. All the little butts are glowing. And a nice yellow to go along with that. It's kind of a mustard color. And then more trees. This is called Trail Trees with a wood grain on the back. And River Valley. Beautiful plaid. And then we've got the colorful current. So anybody who likes fishing will like that one. And then the borders with the dot. And then your daily details, which are like their cut aparts. And you've got like the blue with the stars and the moons. So a really great collection. And just while I get this organized again, you guys can kind of see all of those great papers. Which one's your favorite? Do you like the Walking on Sunshine, or do you like the Adventure Awaits? Or do you like neither? I don't know how that's a thing. We'll see what everyone chimes in at. Don't be shy. Okay, so we'll just put that sticker sheet there. And then that will be ready to pop back in. The fish paper. I like the fish paper. It's very cute. Very cute indeed. Sunshine for me, it would make very cheerful cards. Oh, yes. You can use these scrapbook collections for cards 100%. Just like we say that card making supplies can go from cards to layouts. You can go the other way as well. Judy likes the adventure one. Walking on Sunshine is nice and bright. Wish they had a pad, though. Yeah, no pads. They don't have them. Sorry. Grabbing a drink. Yeah, I don't know why Bella Boulevard doesn't make pads, but they don't. And then we've got our ephemera icons, and then we've got our ephemera words. So similar to the other collection. I'll just hold that up nice and close. So you've got like little critters in there. You've got mountains. You've got campers. You've got flashlights and wildlife, hiking supplies, trees, fishing, the whole deal. And then lots of options for titles and word strips and tags and all kinds of great things. Yes, the adventure one is my favorite as well. I don't know whether it's the colors or what, but it's just really cool. And then here is the puffy stickers, which I also think they did a great job on. I love the word explore. I love the trees. I love all the things. And then the chipboard sheet here. So again, lots of great things that coordinate with the collection. And then last but not least, we've got another one of those cutout sheets. And this one says the word adventure. So that's the large word. And you can tell how large it is. This is a 12 by 12 layout over here. So you can see that adventure word is quite big. And then look at the N. See how the N has the arrow in it? I love that. And then heart this place. And then place is a separate word. So you could just do heart this if you like that. And then you get 2 of the trees and then some clouds and the moon. So there's the adventure word. So it's quite large. And then the heart this and the place. And there's the big trees and the clouds. So pick these up while you can because they are fun. And they go quick. So those are the 2 new paper collections. Whoops. And then what should we talk about next? We will talk about a new release from Pretty Pink Posh. I'm going to add the slideshow to my stage here, and then we will go through that. So since we're talking about the outdoors, this one is filled with fun things that you find outdoors. So first up, we're looking at the Stitched Bugs die. I know that sounds terrible, right? But it is not. This is the Stitched Bugs die set, and you get a dragonfly, a bee, a ladybug, caterpillars, and a snail. And they are adorable when you put them together. And they have, like you can see the stitching detail on them. So when you die cut these out, that little stitching detail goes into your paper, which is really cool. So we've got a few slides here just to show you what they look like in action. So there's a set of 4 cards, and you can see the beautiful dragonfly and the little caterpillar on the tree branch there, and the snail. So you can make these bugs cute. They don't have to be ugly bugs. They can be cute bugs. But if you want them to be more realistic, you can use real colors from nature when you cut them out and make them look very outdoorsy. For instance, here's a little caterpillar here. So that's the stitched caterpillar right here. So there's not a lot of stitching on this one. You can tell. Oh, that's not true. Look at this one. See, this one has stitching on it. And this one is a little smoother. So this one here that you're looking at is a smooth caterpillar. And there they all are, looking really cute. And then if you don't love dies, but you prefer stamps, they have a stamp and die set that has the bugs in it too. And these are called cute bugs. So stamp and die. And you've got that dragonfly, the caterpillar, the inchworm, maybe that's a real worm, the ladybug, and the snail. And then you also get the hello greeting. And there is a die for that. And you get some greenery and flowers as well. And then you also have these stitched lines that give you like a flight pattern, which is really fun to have. And you can use those behind airplanes and all kinds of fun things. And here you can see what they look like when they're all colored up. I love them. I don't like bugs, but I like these kinds of bugs. Paper bugs are okay. Okay, so that is that one. And then we have another stamp and die set called the Dandelion, just Dandelion. And this creates dandelions. So you get all of the stems and the leaves, and then you get the different tops. And then you get a die for all of those. Sentiments say make a wish, which is cute because, you know, the dandelions, when they get they're done blooming, they get those white things on them, and you can blow them. And if you catch them, you're supposed to be able to make a wish. Here's one with some of the fluffs missing. It says you're a dandy is one of the sentiments, which I thought was really cute. And here's just a few samples showing you what they look like when you use them. Now on this card, you will see the dandelion stencil. So this is a background stencil. And you can see how beautiful it looks when you stencil it up. So it goes really nicely with this, but you can use it on its own too. You don't have to put everything together, but it is nice to use it separately. And there you can see the different blooms on the dandelions. So that is really cute and fun. And then there's also a die for dandelions as well. So if you don't like the stamp and die, you can just get the die. And you can die cut out dandelions. And here with this little caterpillar, you can see the dandelions in the background. And here they are just on their own. So depending at what stage they are at, They look a little bit different. And there you can see that beautiful stencil in the background again. And then the die cut dandelions on the front. And that segues us into our next set, which is the Hello Friend. And you'll notice the word friend on here. It says, friend, you're a dandy. So the You're a Dandy came from the little bug set, the Stampin' Die. And then the friend is from this set here. And I love these sets. So you get a die, and there you can stamp out the word friend, best friend, and hugs for you. And then there's dies for all of those. And they look really nice when they're stamped and then die cut out. So that's what's showing on this one. But you also in this set get a bunch of these little, like a ladybug and butterflies and things like that, and flowers. And so you can create these little pieces, which are really great accents on a lot of things. So whether it's layouts, cards, whatever. So sometimes you're looking for just a little butterfly or just a little ladybug. And this is the perfect set for that. And then you also get those greetings that go along with it. So you're a sweet friend. So you can see how that nice big friend word looks when it's cut out. Looks awesome. And there's those little stitched bugs from before. And then we're going to look at the, what's this called? This is called the Beehive Shaker. So Pretty Pink Posh makes these shaker dies quite often with their releases. And this one does the beehive. So you can cut it out. Now you can use it as a die cut and not add the shaker element. It just looks like a layered beehive, which is quite nice. And you can use these shaker beads inside of your shaker beehive if you want to. So they're just little balls, and they create a lot of movement when you are creating a shaker. Like they roll around really nicely. So nice to mix with other things like sequins and things that don't necessarily, like they shake, but they don't roll like the beads do. So definitely check those out. They have a number of beads in their collection, and we do have other color schemes in stock. So the beehive is quite nice. And there have been a lot of bee releases over the years. And so you may have bee icons and die cuts and things from other companies that would pair up really nicely with this. And then the other thing that they came out with is this bee stencil, which you can see in the background of this slide as well. So here is the nice big, so we haven't done that yet. So then they came out with a shaker bee. So this is the large bee that you can turn into a shaker. And again, that's optional. You don't have to turn it into a shaker. You can just layer the die cuts up and everything can lay flat with no shaker bits inside. But you can see that that stencil in the background, how they've just done it in the corners, which is quite nice. And then I'm going to point out that little eyelet hexagon in the background there. I'm going to show that to you a little later in the slides, or not in the slides, in our presentation, but here it is here. So you can see that it has that nice eyelet decoration on it, and they are nesting. So there is one on this card, but I'll talk about that a little bit more later. And sweet as, that says sweet as can be. Is that from that other set? I don't think so. No. Okay. Could be from another one that they released earlier. And there's the nice shaker bee again with the hive. And see how the hive is not a shaker? It's just flat. So you don't have to do a shaker every time you use that product. And then they do have really cool layering stencils. This one is called Layered Bees. And you can see that you can create a background of bees. So it's kind of like making your own patterned paper. So you can create your bee background and then you can embellish from there. And it doesn't have to be bright and vibrant. You can stencil very lightly in the background so it's more subtle. But you get to decide depending on how much ink you use when you are stenciling. That's the great thing about all of these products is you control what they look like. You know, you can decide to ink heavily and make it very bold and dominant on your project, or you can make things more subtle. You can turn them into shakers, or you can leave them without that element. And then they also have another one called the Layered Bee Editions, and this does the little hives in the background, which is nice too. And then we've got our snail shaker. So you can make a large snail that's, and then his little shell turns into a shaker if you want. And when you look at this slide, you'll see those branches and blooms in the background. And the branches and leaves are from this set here. And it is called the Everyday Branches set. So you can create backgrounds and greenery for all these things with that set. And then one more stencil is the Layered Bugs stencil. And you can see, again, lightly blended in the background of this card here. And see the Hugs for You? That is from this set right here that I showed you earlier. That's this piece right here. So when you stamp and die cut that out, that's what that looks like. And then they do have a couple of word sets that are just dies. And this is the Thinking of You. So you can cut out just the Thinking of You. And then there's also a shadow option. But just to show you what it looks like when you cut it out. It's quite nice. And these are all separate words. The letters are connected, but the words are separate. So if you want to just use the word thinking and then have a small sub-sentiment underneath, you can. If you want to just use the word you, or if you just need the word of to fill in something somewhere, it's nice that they come as separate pieces. And then they also have one that says hello. So it would look exactly the same as this, only it would just have the word hello. Oops, that's it. So that is it for this. And then I just have a couple of things that I did not put slides up for. There's a few other shaker options. This is the clay pieces that came in the B colors. And then these two were also new. Just, different color schemes that you can use for different projects. So those are all from Pretty Pink Posh. And then a couple of sentiment sets have come in. People are really liking these vertical sentiments. So rather than having the sentiment go horizontally across your page, these go vertically. And this is the Upright Greetings occasions. So just lots of things for everyday occasions like graduation, you did it, hooray, congratulations, it's a girl, it's a boy, bundle of joy, wedding, anniversary, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and then you've got congrats, graduate, welcome, and happy. So just some nice generic ones. And it's a really fun way to do your greetings rather than just, straight across horizontally all the time. So that one is available. And then this one is more of a banner greeting die. So they have a little bit of a curve to them. So if you've got a banner die that has a little curve, and sometimes we don't want everything to go completely straight. If you've got those bugs or bees, anything that flies, it's kind of fun that it's not entirely straight. Maybe it can follow the curve of a flight path or something like that. So just some nice generic sentiments on there. And this one might be my favorite. This is, I forget what they call it, checkered pierced plate. So we've been talking a lot about piercing plates and texture plates. This one just creates a grid on the background of your paper. So it pierces this pattern into your paper. It doesn't cut it, just pierces it in there and just adds some texture and dimension to the background. Now this one is an actual cutting plate. So you can put a piece of paper on here and it's going to cut the outside line as well. So it'll cut it to the size of an A2 panel. But you can just take die cuts or pieces of paper that are smaller than that and put them on the plate, run it through your die cut machine, and it's going to give you this texture right on the paper. And I like this one a lot because it's generic. It doesn't have a theme. You can use it for anything at all. And that makes it very appealing to me. So I love that. And then I showed you this already. This is the eyelet hexagons. So you get 4 different dies. And they're in the shape of a hexagon with that scalloped border around the outside. And then it pierces the little eyelet pattern in there. I love those. And then they also have a nice set of rounded stitched rectangles. So rather than just having the point in the corners, this one has a nice rounded corner. And they nest and create all of those different sizes of nesting rectangles. So that's everything new from Pretty Pink Posh. We have other products in from Pretty Pink Posh, so you can check out the brand on our online store, and then that will show you all the products that we carry from them right now. We do tend to focus on the most current releases, but we're happy to order anything at all in from Pretty Pink Posh. So when we're placing our orders, if you let us know that there's items that you want, so you can go on their website, check it out, go window shopping and decide what you like. And then you can just reach out to us and then we'll add it to our order. And then you don't get those surprise charges when your packages arrive. And yeah, so we're happy to do that. So, and if things sell out from this release and you miss out on it, like I just noticed, Karen said she'll have to get these next month. These might not be around next month. And that's okay. I'm not pressuring you into buying now, but if you miss out, but you still want them, just reach out to us and we're happy to order them in, because we do that with all kinds of different companies. And our customers ask for things all the time. I literally get hundreds of emails in a day. They're not all requesting product, but our customers are constantly in contact with us, asking us to, can you get this? And, next time you order, can you get this? And so on. So we're happy to do that. So now we're going to move on to, oops, I guess I wasn't quite ready for my slideshow yet, but let's just see, how close are we? I'll leave it up there. Not quite yet. Okay, let's close that down. You need to see all of me first. You know what? How did I get out of order? No, I didn't. It's right here. Okay, let's do our restock items first. I have so many piles. It's easy to get out of sorts. Okay, so here we've got some restock from favorites that Carolyn Elliott, I'm a regular asker. You are not alone. There are a lot of people that are regular askers, and that's okay. We love regular askers. We don't even mind the occasional askers. It doesn't matter. Anytime at all that you see something somewhere, or you miss out on something, or you just, want to inquire about anything, just shoot us an email and we're happy to help. I may not get back to you the day you email. And this is something new for me. I am trying to, I'm learning to manage my time a little bit. And because the store is right underneath me, I do spend a lot of time down there. And because I also need to still be ordering products and answering emails and all the other fun things. So sometimes I'll scan through the emails. And if anything needs my immediate attention, like, there's a problem with a package or, anything that is kind of immediate, I will deal with them right away. But I might wait until, later that evening or the next morning before I answer, like, can you order this for me kind of things. So don't worry. I have not forgotten about you. Sometimes it just takes me a day or so to get back to you, just because I have other things I got to get done first. But, and if I don't answer you within within a couple of days, it's not that it's going to make any difference, because we probably, if I was placing a Lawn Fawn order and you were asking about Lawn Fawn, I would respond to you right away. But if we're not putting that Lawn Fawn order in, let's say for a few more days, your response can wait and you're not going to miss out on anything. So just know that we're always aware of all the emails that are in there. It's just a matter of prioritizing and getting back to you in a timely manner that way. So if it does seem like it's taking me just a little bit longer to get back to you, don't worry. I'm seeing them. Okay, let's dive into restock for Concord. This one was a popular one. It's called One Word Greetings Die. So you get the greeting and then the shadow. This one said hugs, love, and hello. And they're just such a cute size to fit onto cards. So I'm just trying to see if I've got something A2 size. Of course I don't. Let's get out a ruler then, so I'll show you. So from tip to tip, the word is about 2.5 inches. So they're not super big, but they are very nice. And again, you can pair them up with sub-sentiments really easily. And then these are our favorites. These are the Altogether Alphabet uppercase and lowercase die sets. So you can put one piece of paper across here, run it through, and all of them will cut out at the same time. And then you can I have a container that I put all my extras in. And that way, if I'm looking for letters to spell something or whatever, I can just root through the bin first and see if it'll work. And if not, I can cut out more. But if you only want A's, you can cut just a scrap and just put it over the A's and just cut that out. So, you know, it's just, there's lots of options, and upper and lower. It's a great standard looking font, nothing, you know, curly and loopy. It's just very basic, and I love it. Then we have the loved and happy dies. So this one says, you are loved, thinking of you, and so happy for you. Again, you get the cutout and then you get the shadow. So it gives you the option of pairing them up together. Whoa, I see a big comment. Angie, boy, you have a rest after planting some planters. And when you get up, you've missed a half hour of your favorite live. That's okay. That's why there's replay. Not to worry. But you can watch the second half now. Paw prints. This is our double card front die. Now, this is a fun one because you can put your card panel this way, which is horizontally, or this way, which is vertically. And you can use the same plate to do that. Now this, again, no cutting line around the outside, but it will impress this pattern into your cardstock. And this one has been a popular one. People love it for pets. So it's a really great one. So you can go horizontally or vertically with the same die. And it fits through the standard opening on your die cut machines with no problem. And then we have the more thin, well, how about we do this one first? This is the A2 thin frames. So you'll notice the cutting lines are very close together on this die. Oops, can you notice? There we go. Okay, so very close together. And that means it's going to cut a thin frame. Okay, so 2 different sizes. And then you get the words, what does that say? Hugs and hi that will die cut out as well. And then she came out with more thin frames. So for our A2 size and A7 size, A7 is like 5x7. So those are additional sizes. And then the big type greetings. So miss you, thank you, hugs, and hello. And then this is Christina's essential dies. So you've got a couple of different panel dies. You've got a long word strip die. You've got a curved edge. You've got hearts, and there are different hearts. A large heart down here, and then a wider sentiment one. You've got kind of like a squiggly border mat. Circles, more hearts, thanks, hello, and a bunch of small hearts up there. So really good basic set that has a lot packed into it. So that is, those are all restocked items from Concord and Ninth and Christina Warner. And now we'll put my slideshow back up. So new set just released. It is called Adventure Awaits, and it is a stamp set, a stencil, and a die set. So all 3 pieces are bundled together. So the stamp set has all these fun little greetings and quotes. Well, quotes. Every year is a new adventure. Congrats on the adventures ahead. So works nice for birthday, works nice for retirement, that kind of thing. And then it's also got detail stamps to create scenes. And I mean, I look at sets like this. I love that they all go together with this stuff, and you can create kind of the inspiration that you see. But I'm a person who, when I am crafting, let's say I'm working with that Adventure Awaits collection from Bella Boulevard that I showed you. And I want to add, like, I like creating my own backgrounds when I scrapbook, you know, with stenciling and stamping and all kinds of fun stuff, ink blending. So sometimes I'm looking for little stamps that I can add to create, you know, clusters or scenes. And that's when this stuff comes into play, like, a lot. Like, look at, you've got these little stamps that make the trees. You've got little waves. You've got a compass. You've got X marks the spot. You've got greenery or fires or whatever that might be. But there's lots of little things. Oh, there's little mountains here that you can use in here other than for creating cards. And sometimes you just want that little something. So I love that you can break that apart and use it separately. And then you have the little dies, which also you can use the images separately or together with this set. So you've got some trees, you've got a little building, you've got a tent, a heart, the geotag. This looks like it might be a little canoe. So lots of fun things there. And then, of course, the stencil pack. Now, the stencil pack is very cool. So you can stencil it out and get this scene, but you also get a stencil that gives you this border. Now, that border can be used for lots of different things. But when you use them all together, this is where we're going to pay attention to the slides. So look at there. You can create a little scene at the bottom with a lake, trees, and a little cabin. And it says, congrats on the adventures ahead. So somebody could be going on a long trip. Somebody could have just retired. It could be used for lots of things. You can create a little map. It can be put inside a card or as an embellishment on a page. And here, I love this. I want to take the scenic route with you. Great anniversary card. And there's another option too, where you can create that scene in the background there. So I love the versatility of a set like this. And if you're an outdoor person and you really like that look, then definitely check this one out. So that's called Adventures Await. Adventure Awaits. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. And then they might have made this one for me. This one is called Fresh Kicks. And it is all about shoes. And I'm not talking about high-heeled shoes. I'm talking about running shoes. So you've got your Converse shoes. You've got your sort of like Adidas looking shoes. You've got your Vans. These are just like your casual, like wear with your jeans and be comfortable kind of shoes. I love them. I think these are so fun. It is a stamp and die combo. And you can see that you can mix and match to make all different kinds of shoes in different color schemes and patterns. And then you can create some really fun cards. So one step at a time, you got this. So great encouragement card. You plus me equals soulmates. So that's a really great one for friendship or boyfriends, girlfriends. This is a great set for tweens. You know, that age where they're, you know, kind of coming out of the single digits and moving into the teens. I just love them so much. So I love what you can do with them and all the different colors you can make. But yeah, one of them has the floral pattern right on the shoe. And then of course you've got the plain ones. They've got the little heart on there, just sneaking by to say hi, like really fun sentiments. And then here you've got your basic shoe. And I like that they've given you like just the outline stamp. So if you want to just stamp the outline and color it in yourself, you can. But then they've given you these sort of filler stamps, like layering ones that you can put on top and fill the color in that way as well. But there's that, you know, basic shape for the Converse shoe, which I love. So yeah, I think they made this one for me. It has not yet made it into my stash, but I'm resisting hard. It's going to be tough. And then next up, we've got a set called Around the Garden, and it is a die and stencil set. So the stencil allows you to create this kind of frame. So you can color it in any color scheme you want, and you can see the different layers. So layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and layer 4. And then with each layer, you fill in the frame more. Yeah, you know, okay, so I was going to say that, Christina. Christina says those shoes are good for 50-year-olds as well. They're good for people who just never quite grew up. And that is one that I fall into, I think. I have several pairs of Converse shoes. I mean, and that all set aside, in my brain, I'm very much not my age. So yeah, I love that set. I think it's so fun. So back to the garden, you can create that beautiful frame. And then there's also these really cool, this oval that fits inside that oval that's created when you stencil. And then you've got different greetings and things that go in there. But you can put anything in that oval. Like it doesn't have to be the dies that are provided. You can do anything. And then if you combine them together, you get a really cool look. So yeah, you got all your different florals there, and then you can fill in the middle with whatever you want. You could put a really cool pair of running shoes in the middle of that. I think that would look pretty darn good. So that is a really fun little set. And again, it's just a small one. So die and stencil, and it goes nicely together. And then we've got the icing on the cake bundle. I'll flip that to the next slide here. So this is a really fun one. So you've got a die that creates the die cuts. And look at this. You have an entire alphabet and number set in this one too. So that means you can personalize things, but you can use this for other projects. And if you'll notice, it's one die, so you run it through one time and you get all of the letters and the numbers all at the same time. That is a huge selling feature on its own. But then you've got the different size cakes and layers and fun things you can put on top. You've got an embossing folder, which does give texture and detail to the die cut pieces. So you can put them in there, and then it'll give them a raised effect. And then there's also a stamp set that you can add details with as well. Plus there's your greetings. So all of that goes together. And you can see here, they've just given you some samples of what you can do with your cakes. So here's a personalized one. Happy birthday, Greg. This one says congrats. This one says happy anniversary. This one says I'm sorry. Today is a good day. And then here's just some different options with the florals that are in there and the sprinkles and all the fun things that you can add. And there's one that's kind of finished. So you can see the detail in the flowers with the embossing folder. And again, cakes are good for lots of different occasions. So you can have wedding cakes, you can have baby shower cakes, you can have anniversary cakes and birthday cakes and graduation cakes. So lots of really great options for cards that will hit all those big milestones that everyone has in their life. So I think that could be a very useful set. And then we have the lovely Ladybug stamp and die set. So this creates ladybugs, large ladybugs that you can use as an embellishment on a card or a layout, but you can also make shaped cards too. And you'll notice that you can use this piece as it is, just with all the details, but it also works like a puzzle and allows you to layer pieces on top to create your decorated ladybug. And then, I mean, this is an amazing stamp set. The banner die is in this set here that cuts these out. So you stamp this and then you cut it out and it has that real dimensional look. And then you've got these nice big greetings here. No dies for the big greetings though. Those you would just stamp on their own. But you can see in this diagram too that they've shown them just stamped on a rectangle or a square to add them to your cards. And there you can see how great they look when they're all put together. And of course, all of the dies have lots of details in them with dashes and dots and piercing and all that fun stuff. And then a couple of sort of standalone dies. We've got this one here. It's called Circle Sayings. So this one says, hey there, much love and big hugs. And you can see what they look like when they're cut out. There's the circle piece that does the inside part. And then there's just a plain circle that you can layer it on top of. So you can mix and match how you want them to look. And then this one here is the small script greetings, which I will just show you kind of what that looks like. So that's the best wishes. They're really beautiful. So you can use them with or without the shadow. And they just look very, very elegant. So love all those products from Concord and Ninth and Christina Werner. And I think that's the end of my slideshow. Nope, it's not. Okay, so here we have, these are just sort of one-offs. We've restocked the Gina K Mini Magnolias stencil and die set. This has been a very, very popular one. We keep getting people asking, you know, can you order this for me? Can you order this for me? So, and we always do, but we ordered in a few extra, but I'm sure they won't last long. So you've got a layering stencil and then you can die cut out the finished design. Has a very, I don't want to say unique, signature Gina K style to it, which is awesome. So we do have those in stock right now. We restocked the Fireside Escape die from Altenew. That's also been another really popular one. Every time we get it in, it sells really well, and then people start asking for it again. So it does create that really nice Adirondack chairs and fire pit that everyone loves so much. Definitely a good Canadian summer iconic look for sure. And then right now we have this in stock, but it is sold out again at Altenew. I just did a Zoom call with them this afternoon. about their new release, and people are asking all the time for this from Ulta New. It keeps selling out. So they did say early June they would be restocking again, but this is a beautiful floral. It's probably one of the nicest ones I've seen. Beautiful blooms, and they fill out the front of a card really nice. You can switch up the colors to anything that you want. And of course, it works for so many different occasions. And this gives you the layering guide inside with lots of how-tos and easy steps to putting it together. So it's a great one. We have them in stock right now, but they're not going to last. What's my next slide? Oh, yes. So this is a restock customer request. Just let me pull it out here. There we go. So this is the Dogwood embossing folder. So we've carried this many times, haven't for a while, but it seems to be a classic. People always want us to bring it back. So it brings that beautiful floral in the background. And then there is a matching Lovely Layers Dogwood die. We sell them separately because you don't have to use them together, but they look nice together for sure. But the Dogwood die has that beautiful branch with the florals on it. And then there's pieces that you can layer on top or use as single florals on their own. And then, of course, just the beautiful texture that creates. It's a 3D embossing folder. So you all know what those look like. Very nice. And then we did bring in a bunch of neutral gems from Honeybee. So these are pearls and crystals. So these are the cool pearls. So grays, whites, silvers, blacks. And then this is the metal mix. So you've got some metallics in there. Some are shiny and some are more of a matte finish. And then these are the Aurora Borealis gems. We've got the true pearls. We've got back to basics. So these are just gems. So you've got your silvers and your clear and black and gold. And then these are the crystal clear mixed gem stickers. So these are all stickers. They have adhesive on the back and you can just pop them off and onto your next project. So those are sort of a restock. It's not a new product or anything. We've had them before. And then, of course, we are restocking, believe it or not, the brick embossing folder. Surprise, surprise. And also the wood planks. So here's your brick embossing folder. I keep these in a bin in my office because I show them so often. There's the reverse side. So either way you use it, it's awesome. And then these are the wood planks. And that's how it looks on the back. So both of those have been restocked. And then we were talking about bees before. This is a die set that cuts out bees in different configurations. So if you look closely, there are cut lines on both sides, which means it's going to be like an outline die. So see the black image that you see there? That is what it cuts out. And then there is a little body that you can cut out and tuck in behind to give it the yellow part. But I love these. And some of them are, you know, flying one direction. Some of them are flying the other direction. Some of them are looking right at you. The one at the top there, I just think that is so funny. So lots of different options for bees, and these can be added to any set that you already have. So I love those. It's just a small little die set. It's really fun. So that is available. Okay, what's next? Oh, yes. So I'm showing you a Christmas card, but this has nothing to do with Christmas. I think they release these wooden planks at Christmas because a lot of their samples show Christmas cards. But these are basically wood planks, and all this detail goes in your paper when you cut it out. And then you can layer them to create a floor, a background, a fireplace. Like you can do all kinds of fun things with them. It's one that we order frequently. Again, we sell out. We kind of forget about it for a while until somebody messages us and says, you know, I think I need you to order that for me. And then we get a bunch in and they, you know, sell like hotcakes again. So that is definitely a fun one to have in your stash. You can do lots of things with that. And then we're going to revisit some honeybee things that have gone out of stock. Where's my cars? Here we go. And we reordered. So this is the Lovely Layers muscle car. And here is a couple of cards using that. This is a Mustang It's a really fun one. So the car is available again. And then we did order in the Lovely Layers Toolbox Mechanics add-on and the toolbox. So here you can see the cards made with that. Maybe I should stay on screen so you can actually see. But aren't these fun? So I love those. And if you get some metallic paper to cut out your tools, you'll just have a great time with this set. Great for masculine cards, obviously. So those have been restocked. And then, are we still on the same slideshow? I'm not sure. Nope. Okay. Remove. And fix it. So we got another shipment in from LDRS, and we restocked the Fuzzy Wuzzies. Is that what they're called? Fuzzy Wuzzies? Fuzzy something. Where's the name? Oh yeah, Fuzzy Wuzzies right at the top. So this is the original set that they released. And these blobs here, you stamp them out in different colors and you build these fuzz balls, and they are just so fun to create. This one has a set of glasses and a mug and a little envelope as well. And you can create some pretty fun cards with them. And then there are sayings on here, things like a note for you, another year wiser, you're so tweet, guess who loves you, get well soon, and talk nerdy to me. So those are the greetings that come with it, but obviously you could pair them up with any greetings that you already have. I love them. And this is a really fun card. I want to point this one out. The graphic on it is awesome with the glasses and the little fuzzy wuzzy hanging off and everything. But I love that they've used a shaped die to create the focal point on their card. And this is a new set that has just come in. It's called the Star Octagon Frames die. And it has a piercing detail on it. But you can see how cool it is when you cut it out and make it the focal point for your card. And the detail on the back there does show the piercing around and how you can nest them together to create layers. So that's a really cool one. So that's new for us. And I love this one. This is the Never Ending Wildflowers Stamp and Stencil. So you have this beautiful stamp that stamps out this beautiful wildflower panel. You can use your markers to color in if you want to, but there is a layering stencil that you can put on here to color in the blooms with your brushes and your inks, which I love that option. So really, really fun and cool way to do that. And here is another example on the back here where they have layered on one of those shaped die cuts, probably in vellum, with their sentiment on it just over top of the panel. But see how it creates that focal point? So if you don't have dies like this in your stash, definitely pick up some stuff like that, because it's a great way to sort of change up your card fronts. So here's the whole panel stenciled out, and here's just a partial panel. You can use as a border or whatever. Oops, we don't want to talk about those. We already talked about those. And then we also got in a couple of stamp sets similar to the ones from Pretty Pink Posh, where they're vertical. So this is the special occasions. So happy anniversary, congratulations to you, warmest wishes always, happiest of birthday wishes. It's hard to read this way. Dreams really do come true. A day to remember forever. Today is all about you. You know what would be really cool with these? You could stamp a border around a layout or around the outside edge of a card, because a lot of times sentiments only go horizontally, and it's tricky to stamp them down the edge. Well, I guess you could turn them. You'd have to turn these on the top, but I just kind of had that float through my brain. The best is yet to come. 2 hearts, 1 journey, and hope your day is magical. And then this one is everyday sentiment. So that's special occasions. This is every day. So thank you, miss you, thinking of you, that kind of thing. Get well soon. So those are cool. And then we don't have much of this left, but Lawn Fawn did a vault release. So I think we have like 1 of these left and maybe 1 of these. We don't have any of the mailbox ones, but we're going to be seeing if we can add on. But this one is an older set, And they've come out with coloring stencils with it. And then they came out with new inspiration, which was kind of fun. So I thought I actually had a slide. I'm just going to see if there's anything else in here. No, that's old stuff. I don't know what I did with it. Doesn't matter. So there's stamped die stencil for the larger set, and then just stamped die. They did not come out with a stencil for this one. Again, limited quantities left on those. And then we also restocked this one. This is the Push Here set, so stamp and die. It's great if you do interactive cards and you want the recipient to know where to open or slide or whatever. So definitely a fun one for sure. So that is sort of a staple that we carry all the time. Okay, so I have a little bit more to go. Not much. We're almost done. A couple new items from Altenew. We did order in, customer requested these. I'm just going to pop this open and show you. Ugh. So we love the Altenew brushes. We have several different sizes that we carry all the time. This is the large, I'll call it the background blending one. So it has a really nice handle on it for holding, good for larger background areas. And it's got the amazing bristles that they have for all of their brushes. So that is available. We will probably stock that now in smaller quantities, but we'll see how it goes. But it is definitely a popular one for sure. And then these are the conditioning erasers. So, you know, when you get brand new stamps and they say to rub your hands on it to take off the residue that happens during manufacturing, these little erasers they do the same job. So you don't have to use your hands. You can actually rub on there and you can get that residue off easily. So that is a cool tool. And then a couple new die sets. This is a restock. This one's an older set, but we constantly get requests for it. It's the Be Bold Blooms. So the nice thing about this is these are all separate pieces. So you can mix and match this however you want to create whatever clusters you want. There's a lot of inspiration out there for this one. So Be Bold Blooms. The Leaf and Bloom, we restocked that. And this is called Stripe Right. So it's a strip die. It gives you 4 different sizes. You can run it through and you get paper strips that you can put together to create backgrounds, which is really nice. The other great thing is about these is you can use these for sentiment strips too. You can cut these out and then stamp your sentiments on it and just cut them down to whatever size you like. I've done that lots of times with my sentiment strips. So that is a good one to have in your stash. And then one more restock. We just got restocked the Tulips and Daffodils from Spellbinders. This one's sold out pretty quickly. It is a stencil and press and foil plate. So press and foil means that you can stamp your design with ink using your Better Press machine. And that's the image that will stamp out for you. Isn't it beautiful? And then you can also foil it using your glimmer machine. So this has been foiled. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. So you can use the plate in there to either stamp or you can foil. And then once you have that done, you can use the layering stencils and you can color in the images. So here's just a couple of samples that Christina created. She created them and then we sold out of the plate. So I had to wait for more to come in. So this is done with the press plate using ink, and then she's used the stencils to color it in. And this one is foiled. And again, I'm going to try to catch the foil in the light. There it is. Isn't that awesome? So you've got a foiled design and stenciled. And here's another foil design with stenciling detail on there too. So very, very striking look for sure. And the image is nice and big, so it takes up your whole card front. So you basically just have to put that on there and then add a sentiment and you're done. So yeah, so that's it. That is everything for today. An hour and 4 minutes, not bad. My goal is always for these new product lives is to do an hour or less, so not too bad. Anybody have any questions that they would like to ask before we sign off? I'm happy to answer those. If not, we will see you at the next one. I think Christina and I are planning to do, well, mostly Christina, to do a live tomorrow afternoon. I will be posting details about that later on tonight or first thing tomorrow. And she will be demonstrating some pretty cool products. So you can look forward to that. And then I'm hoping to still fit in a crafty live as well this week. So mine looks like it might be Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, fun times ahead. All right, ladies, I'm going to sign off and we will see you again soon.